Now I have to reposition myself. So that it can go all the way. All right, so I'm going to just wait till you guys get in, and then we'll do how to make foil labels take 2. This landscape part is not working well for me. All right, everybody, I'm waiting for you all to get in here. If you know somebody who this could help, please go and tag them and tell them come in and join us. We are doing a live class. You will be able to ask me any questions. You will also have access to my vendors who I like to use. And the process that I do. So you get my tips and tricks as well. I'm giving you free game all week long. All right, let's see what I could do to keep it up. Free game all week long. Some people said that they missed the label. It's gonna have to go this way because it has me the other way. Maybe if I go down and come up. Let's see. Better. All right, everybody, get in, get in, get in, get in. We'll go over the supplies you need, the equipment you need, additional things that are helpful that you may want to use. It's not necessary. Where I purchase my products, and how to go about saving money. Because we want to make products. We don't want to spend all our money on making, spending it all on the packaging. You want to make it look expensive, but you also want to be able to save a little money so that you can make profit off of what you're selling. You want to give it that luxury feel, but you also want to make sure that you're saving where you can. And a lot of people can't just buy bulk, and when you're starting out, you can't just buy a whole lot of certain things, so it's understandable. So sometimes you have to take this route in order to get to the next level. And if you have to do your labels, if you have to do your foil labels right now until you grow, and then when you grow and you expand, you build up the money so that you can order mass amounts of foil labels, then that's what you do, because this is how you build. You don't just automatically get to the next level. You have to grow to the next level, and these are the things that are things that you're going to need to get to the next level. So if you're in here, everybody, please type in the chat box, I'm here, so that I know who's here and I know to start, just because I don't want to start and I miss the people who were asking me to do the live over because they missed out on the video earlier. So if you're here, just please put in the chat box Here, present. Something like that, so that I know that you are here and I'm not just talking to myself. So, what you're going to need, we're going to start at the very beginning. What you're going to need in the beginning is your program to make your labels. I use Maestro, and that comes with onlinelabels.com. Onlinelabels.com, excuse me, also have an art design program where you can design your labels. So I design my labels in Maestro. So if you buy something from Online Labels, you get to use their Maestro program for free. Now they used to charge for it, but now it's free. You just need to keep updating your code. One sec. You just need to keep updating your code. So Online Labels I like to use, and it's not specific. You could use any labels that you want. So if you know that you like foil, sorry. If you like photo paper, you like shiny paper, you like matte paper, you like waterproof labels, whatever kind of labels you like, you can get at Online Labels. And don't necessarily need to buy a bunch of them, but when you do buy more, you save more. So if you buy, let's say you wanted to just get 10. So if you get 10 labels and they cost 97 cents, then you paying $9.70 for your labels, and that may be beneficial to you if that's how many labels you need. But when you get 100, that's half the price. So you get 100 labels for 48 cents. So instead of paying 97 per sheet, you pay 48 cents per sheet. So I like to use full sheet labels, because when I use full sheet labels, let's lift this up again so you can see me while I'm talking. If you're using full sheet labels, then you can cut to where you need it to be. So usually when I do my labels, I'm sorry, you guys. When I do my labels, there, I put a border around it. So I know where I'm cutting and what I'm doing, and I could just do that without it being in a specific measurement. If you do that, you're going to have a bunch of labels. You're going to have a bunch of different labels. If you have a bunch of different products, you're going to have different sizes for every label. So for me, it's more cost effective if I purchase a full sheet of labels and I cut them myself. Either I cut them or I let the silhouette cut it. Or if you have a Cricut, whatever you use, it's easier to do it that way. That way you save money on your labels, so you don't have a bunch of different labels. At first, when I first started, I got labels for every size. I needed labels for bottles, I needed labels for jars, I needed labels for this, I needed labels for that, and I got everything in different sizes. And I find that, like I said, it's more cost effective if I just buy a label in a sheet size and then I cut it down. So if that works for you, do the same thing, get it in a sheet. So like I said, you can use Maestro labels, you could use PicMonkey, you could use Canva. Whichever one works best for you is the one, that you could design in. I don't design well in PicMonkey, so I don't use PicMonkey. And I'm not really great with Photoshop. Actually, I don't even use Photoshop at all. So I can't design my labels in Photoshop. So Canva is the easiest one for me, and PicMonkey will go second, but Maestro is my favorite. You could also use Avery. Avery has a design program too, so you can use theirs too. And you have to measure out your label to your product. Once you measure out your label to your product, you can go into their labels that they already have and see what size is closest to the one that you're doing, and just design that label in that. And so when you print it out, it'll be the exact same measurements that you need for that label. So this is a 3x2, and this is what I use for my candles. So I go and I find the 3x2 templates, and then I design in that. And what I do is, like I said, is I create the square around the border so that I know that when it's where I need to cut is there, right there. And I make my border thick enough so that when I do cut it, it's still in line with the lines. You know what I mean? So it's not cut all over the place and it doesn't look crooked. It still looks professional. So that's what I do. Do you have any questions about the program or the labels, or would you like me to do a live or a class on how to design your labels? If so, put in the chat box, say yes, no, I got it, something. Just let me know what you need so I can help you. Like I said, this is the season to make money. This is our season. I'm giving you free game all week long. I'm giving you free classes. So if there's anything that I could address, I would love to, answer your questions. Just because everybody don't answer your questions, a lot of people feel like you should learn on your own and do certain things. But there are certain things, if you're trying to learn, if you have somebody giving you some tips and some pointers, it'll point you in the right direction to do things, a little bit more accurately. So, yeah, that's why I said, if you have anything, just let me know now so that I could write it down and I could be prepared for the next time. So you don't use pre-cut labels. Kara, I could use pre-cut labels, but I don't use pre-cut labels because, like I said, I don't want to have a bunch of them. So if you know that if you have consistently something that needs a 3x2, let's use this as an example. If you consistently have something that is a 3x2 and you know that you use this label a lot, then go ahead and do that. But if you know that you have products that range with the measurements, like bottles and jars and vials and things like that, if you know that they vary in size, my suggestion to be more cost effective is to get the full sheets and then cut them down. So, and like I said, cut them down with your scissors or cut them down with a silhouette or a Cricut. Cricut, yeah, that's what you call it. I would really need the class. Okay, so I'll do a design and label class, and probably at some point in this week. All right, so just stay tuned to my notifications, and I will definitely show you how to design your labels in Maestro, and also I will be able to do it where it's facing my computer, because that was a problem. I was trying to have all the things in the shot and it just didn't work. I would have to keep turning things around. So I needed a camera facing this way so it could face the computer. I needed a camera facing this way so I could get the laminator, and one over here for the printer. So I just decided that I'm going to just show you guys what it is that way, and then I'll do a separate class to show you how to design the label. So stay tuned. I will definitely be posting up in the post and let you guys know when we will go live for the label designing. So where I get my labels from. I'm trying to see where I put stuff. Maestro is super easy to use. It's super easy to follow. It doesn't have too much of a learning curve. Like PicMonkey has a learning curve, and they made PicMonkey like Photoshop, and it has the layers and it has all of this, and to me it makes it a little difficult for me because I'm not that person. You know what I mean? I need to be on it. I need to learn how to do it quick and get it done. That's the type of person that I am. I can't sit there with the layers and the this and that. I don't do that. So Maestro has it where you just like font, text box, that's what I need. Okay, shape, that's what I need. And then you just put it over and you add your graphics and things like that. And it's super easy. So I really like the Maestro. So as far as the foil labels are concerned, you can order, let's do it like this. You can order your labels from Labels by the Sheet. This is where I order my labels from. Labelsbythesheet.com. That's where I order my labels from for mostly I like them more than I like online labels, but online labels have more options. So onlinelabels.com, their prices are pretty much the same. I like to use the clear gloss polyester laser sheets from labelsbythesheet.com. The reason why I like to put my foil labels on these is because the quality of the label is thicker, and it doesn't I'll show you the online labels one. The online labels one is thinner, and it's the same paper as a clear gloss label, clear gloss laser, but is super thin. As you can see through it. This one, not so much. So this one is thicker. It's more durable quality. I'm not saying that this is bad quality or poor quality. I'm just saying that it's thinner, and since it's thinner, you would think that the foil will hug onto it better, and it doesn't. The foil hugs onto the thicker label better, and it gives it a nice raised appearance. So it has like a nice luxury feel to me with the thicker paper from Labels by the Sheet. And like I said, I'm not saying that this doesn't work, and I do use these labels with my laser printer. I use it with my laser printer to print labels for jars, bottles, my scrubs, basically anything that I use the clear labels for. And again, I like to buy full sheets because I can cut them down to size, either by hand or by machine. So that's the labels that I like to use. You can also get this in white paper depending on what your look is, what the aesthetic is. You can get craft paper, you can get photo paper, you can get the colored paper, you can get clear, you can get matte. I said earlier that I wanted to see if they have like a label, a linen one, because I think linen and foil will look really good together to print. But neither company has the linen paper. But I think that would be a good look. And again, you don't just foil stickers. If you want to foil cardstock, if you want to do some thank you cards, and you want to put foil on your thank you card, you could also use it on cardstock, paper, anything. It's not necessarily limited to the labels. Okay, so you could get your labels from Labels by the Sheet, online labels, or you can also get them from Avery. I've seen a lady who does a wax melt bars based in... Oh, Karen from Eden Secret. That is my love. When I first started making soap, she's one of the people that I followed. So you can use Avery. Avery have all kinds of options as far as the textures of their paper is concerned. They also are reasonably priced. I ordered some matte paper, and I ordered some matte sticker paper, and it's just like regular copy paper. I don't like the texture. It gives me cheap. But I haven't tried to do anything much with it because I didn't like the texture. I like a glossy sheen on my labels. But Avery have options to Avery have options to use the inkjet or to use the laser jet. Now remember, in order to foil, you need to use a laser printer. So that's Avery. And I think I said I got this for $20 for 100 sheets. Next, you'll need your reactive foil. My reactive foil that I use from Heidi Swap. But there's another company, I think they're called Deco Foil, and they have it. So they have the foils. This is 12 by 12. 12 by 10, 12 and 12.25 inches by 10 feet. So 12 by 12 inches. So if you use the 12 by 12 paper, you could use this like, on your Cricut or your Silhouette. I'm getting tongue-tied. Your Cricut or your Silhouette, you could use 12 by 12 because they have 12 by 12 sheets. But if you don't have a printer that accommodates the 12 inches, then you're going to have to just use regular 8.5 by 11. So this is the foil that I use. I get my foil I get it from Amazon. And it's usually, depending on the color, it's about $9.99 to sometimes $12.99. But for the most part, it's about $9.99 from Amazon. Look for the sellers that are selling it. Mostly craft stores and things like that have the foil. My personal preference is to use the rose gold. The rose gold to me works the best. All the other colors work too, but to me, rose gold just gives it that extra pop. It's not too bright where you can't see the label, and it also is not, you still get the gold feel of it. So I like to use that. You could also get your You can get your foil from Michaels. Michaels usually have it for 40% off. Sometimes you could buy one, get one 40% off. You could use a coupon at Michaels. Don't know about Hobby Lobby. We don't support Hobby Lobby. But you can also, I don't even know if you can get this at Hobby Lobby. So disregard that. All right. So you will need a laser printer. Now, laser printers are usually very expensive, but you just need a simple laser printer. You just need it to have black ink. You just need the ink that heats up. It does not work with inkjet printer. So if I wanted to use this printer, I couldn't use it. But if I wanted to use it on labels where I wanted some black ink or color ink and some foil, I could use the inkjet printer for the parts that's not going to get foiled, and I use the laser printer for the parts that are going to be foiled. And it will not, even if you put it through the laminator, the inkjet printer will not pick up the foil, so you're safe with that part. The inkjet printer the laser jet printer that I'm using is from HP. It's an HP Laser Jet Pro 15A. I got that from Walmart. I got it for $35, approximately $35. It was normally $50, and it just happened to be on sale when I was getting it. The only thing that is costly with the laser jet printer is the ink. So the toner is usually about $50 or more. And if you have more than one color, mine is just black, so I just have to buy one toner, and that's $50. But if you need color, then you'd have to accommodate that. But you just need that. So the cheapest black laser printer that you can find, like I said, mine's $35. Then you'll need a laminator. You can always get the Heidi Swap Mink laminator. That was made to do this particular project, but the Heidi Mink label, the laminator is, I think, $100 and something. Not sure exactly, but it's about $100 and something. You can get the smaller one, which is about I think it's a 4x6 or 6x6 or something like that. You could get the smaller label maker, laminator, and you could use that. But if, like I said, if you're using a full sheet, then you cannot use that. You need to use something bigger. And you could get this laminator for $20. I got it for $20 at Walmart. So basically your supplies will cost you under $100 to get everything. Except for your labels. Your labels depends on how much you need. So it depends on your volume. So if you want to buy less or more, it's going to be up to you. And this is the matte paper from Avery, and this paper is just like regular paper, but it's thicker paper and it's thin. I'm just not a fan of it, and I think that when it gets wet, it's not, or if it should get wet, it's not going to work very well. So, and then you need a piece of paper to push through your laminator. So for time's sake, I am going to just take my labels already pre-made. I'm going to print out my labels. And again, like I said, I will be doing a label class, so I will show you how to do your labels. I'm going to just go into my files and print it out. And we all know how to print out a label, so I'm just going to put it there and I'll show you after. We're going to print this label out. And we're going to use the laser printer. Oh, also, you want to make sure that you use thicker fonts, thicker borders. And if your logo has extremely thin lines, you want to make sure you make it a little thicker. You want to make sure that you outline it thicker, because if you want the foil to adhere to the label, it needs to have a little bit more coverage. So you have to make sure that your font is pretty thick. So you take that, and like I said, I like to put the border because I like to know where to cut. But if you are going to use your Cricut or your Silhouette, you will cut your label. You'll put your label into the program and it'll automatically cut it. You just make sure that you have your registration marks on it so that the cutter knows where to cut. Now, I'm going to come down a little bit. and save on your foil. So you don't want to waste all your foil, and a little bit goes a very long way. I can do quite a few labels with the foil before it starts to run out. If you have plenty of labels, then you may want to print everything all out first, pre-cut your foil so that you can actually send it through. And so when you do that, you could pre-print them all out, cut your foil out, and put a piece of paper, because you're going to need the piece of paper in between each sheet so that you can just keep them going. You know what I mean? Kind of like an assembly line. And you don't need to put the foil on top of the whole entire page. You can just put the foil on top of where the ink is. And then just cut. So this is the reactive foil. We're going to lay this on top of the labels we just printed out. You're going to cut off this excess right there, because we don't want that getting caught up in the machine. Usually I don't do it this way. Let me just go ahead and do it the way I normally do, which is this way. Because then I could keep in line with the edge of the page. We're going to smooth this out. Make sure we covered. Smooth it out. Take your piece of paper and lay it on the top of here, and then we're going to feed it into the laminator. Let me make sure I bring the laminator in this right here so you can see it. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? Now we're just going to feed this through. I like to feed it through twice. I right now have this on 3 mil, but you can put it on 5 mil. It depends. Sometimes it works better for me. Sometimes it doesn't. When I have it on 5 mil, sometimes the negative spaces picks up the foil. And even if the negative spaces pick up the foil, you can wipe it with your finger, or you can wipe it with a paper towel. And you can start this immediately. You can get your equipment from Walmart immediately, and you can start, or you can get it from Amazon. It's up to you, wherever you would like to purchase it. But Amazon usually don't have the, you know, I don't see the deals and stuff like that. Or you can wait and get it from Best Buy. Somebody will have a deal on a LaserJet printer. So we're just letting it go through. And letting it adhere. And you can feel it's really warm. And also, I want to make sure that you know to please put the foil facing you, because you know that the label, you want the foil to be on top of your label. So you want to make sure that the foil is facing you. The decorative side is facing you, because that's the side that's going to show on top of the label. So it should look like this, nice and flat. And then you could just smooth it down, just to make sure all spots are covered. Just want to make sure you do that. Smooth it out. And I like to let it cool down a little bit, because sometimes I've noticed when I do it too fast, I have spots of black, pockets of black ink from the label, the laser printer. And when I let it cool, it doesn't do it that much. So that's basically it. Let's see. Again, I'm going to cut my labels with my scissors. Make sure you have some good scissors, or you could use a guillotine, or you could use one of those paper cutter things, or a rotary cutter. You don't necessarily need to use scissors, and you don't need to have a machine to do it. You can do it either way. So here you go. It's pretty cool. And now I'm just going to peel it down. These are your foil labels. And let's see. Again, like I said, feel free to use any color you want. You don't necessarily have to use what I use. I like to use the rose gold, but the holographic one is so pretty. The iridescent one that looks like unicorn. This one is so pretty, especially if you have like a nice solid logo like that. And if you have any extra that is on the label, all you have to do is just use your finger and rub that off. Let me see so I can show you on camera. You could just rub it off like that, and it won't rub off the ink. So just wherever you have the negative spaces, if you see any of the extra foil on there, just rub that off with that, or you can use a soft tissue, or you can use paper towel. But don't rub it too hard because you don't want to rub off the label. And like I said, this is, from my experience, it's waterproof, it's smudge proof, and you basically can do anything you want to the foil after that, because it's very durable. And like I said, cut the labels any way you see fit to cut your labels. If you feel you cut straighter with a rotary cutter, then cut them with a rotary cutter. If you feel that you can do this with a guillotine, do it with a guillotine. If you feel that you don't trust your hands to cut straight lines, and this is why I use clear, because if I don't cut a straight line, because I can't see things straight, I have a problem with symmetry, because it's just my thing. I just have a symmetry problem. You can use clear, so that way it kind of camouflages it. So that's it. And again, I would suggest to use the 5 mil. I heated it up on the 3 mil, and then I did it twice, but you can do the 5 mil. Like I said, sometimes when you put it through with the 5 mil, more of the negative space shows up, so you have a little bit more work to do. So you have to wipe in those negative spaces, but it's still the same outcome. Outcome is still the same. And just make sure you don't cut on where the foil is. Just make sure you just like right on that edge. Do not cut where the foil is. And that's it. Easy peasy. You can do this. Your program to design your labels is free. Your labels, you can get a bulk deal if you buy more, and you also save more by getting full sheets and cutting them down, because if you have, like I said, different products with different measurements, then you have to purchase a bunch of different labels. But if you already have them, no worries. And like I said, you get the cheapest laser printer, because all you needed to do is use the toner. That's all you need. And you can use the cheapest laminator machine. I got Scotch from Walmart. They have a different brand there, but I got Scotch. But if you want to, try something different, Amazon has plenty of options to get the laminator. And or you can use the coupons wherever you go and save on your laminator. So does anybody have any questions? Is there anything that you would like to know that I did not cover, or that you need some clarity on? Feel free to ask now, and I will try my best to answer it the best way possible. And this one is for my candle. Let me get my candle. And this is what my candle looks like. You see how, let me see if I can get the angle. It has like a little raised texture. And, oh, and this is a perfect example. As remember when I said if you want to make sure that you have thicker fonts and everything that you're using is a little thicker, because like I said, on the outside of my logo I have a tan. This rectangle around the letters is tan, and I'm using a black printer, a black laser printer, so it's printing this a little gray. So what I had to do in order for it to pick up like this is I had to add this. What is that in my nail? Oh, probably foil. I had to add the square around it so it could pick up. You see what I'm saying? So when I put the label on the candle, it doesn't look like this, because the foil didn't pick up on that thinner gray part. So this is what I mean when I say thicker fonts and thicker borders, so that your foil hugs it. And let me see, let me just go over everything. Okay, so wherever you choose to print your label, I like to order my labels from labelsbythesheet.com. Labelsbythesheet.com to me has the better clear gloss laser labels. This is polyester labels, and they have the best. It's a thicker quality. Also, do not, if you're ordering full sheets, do not get the ones with a bunch of strips in the back, because you think that it's easier for you to take the label off of the backing. Get the one with one slit in the back, or no slits if there's a such thing. If you do that, when you put your label through the laminator, and it will pick up those ridges where the slits are in the back of the label, and that's what you don't want, because that means that where the slit is, that's where the foil is not going to adhere to. So you want to make sure that you have the most flat surface that you could possibly have and eliminate the slits in the back. It's a little difficult because you got to make sure that you peel it a little bit, but it's worth the effort, because if you have the slits in the back, it definitely picks up everything. And that is why I don't like to use the online labels, clear labels, because it's thin. And so those slits in the back, it picks it up. So anywhere there's a slit in the back of my label, you can see the division of the foil and the black ink. And that's not what you want. And you also have the option to use labels that are inkjet and laserjet compatible, and that way whatever you want foiled will be foiled, and whatever you don't want foiled, you use the inkjet printer for. So you have that option to do it that way too. So whatever you want to pick up the foil, you use the laser, and whatever you don't, you use the inkjet. And that's basically it. I hope you guys enjoyed the class. I will be back with look at that. I will be back with the class on how to design your labels. And like I said, please put your notifications on. I will probably be posting it like on a notification that I will be doing that class. Tomorrow we will have a class. Do you guys like it, the classes at nighttime, or would you like them better earlier? I was thinking to go live at 5, but we had a rainstorm, and so the internet kept going in and out. So I didn't go on at 5, but we could go on earlier if it works out for you guys. Nighttime? Okay. So classes that I had planned, this is cooking. So some of the classes that I had planned are how to package your candles. What else did I have planned? I had my notebook. How to package your candles, some creative ideas and different ways to make your candles unique, to make your products unique and stand out, because you can get discouraged because the market is oversaturated. And so in order to not be discouraged, you got to come out with something that makes you stand apart. Yeah, your scent might be different. Yeah, it might be stronger. Yeah, it might be, I'm in Pennsylvania, actually. close to Jersey. Your product has to stand out. So it may be, it's unique. Things that are unique to you may not be unique to your customers or your potential customers. So there's things that you have to do to make your candle stand out. I'm not the only person that has a 5-ounce candle that is in a straight jar. Like, you know what I mean? Like, something else have to stand out about this. There's something about your product that has to scream, buy me, buy me, buy me. And if it looks like somebody else's, what people are going to do is go to the cheaper option, the option that ships free or cheaper, because shipping is expensive, especially when you need to ship your products in the summertime, and you have products that melt, and you need to have like ice packs, you need thermal packaging, you need certain things in your shipping, and it costs you money, and people don't like to pay that. I've noticed that people do not want to pay for the shipping, and shipping just keeps going up for us. So there's things that you have to show people. This is why you buy from me. This is why you trust me. This is why you buy my product over the product that has the free shipping, or the cheaper product, or the whatever. It may not be better quality, but it's cheaper. And that's not what you don't want to be selected based on price. You don't want to be selected based on, oh, well, this is the best person to do this. You want to be selected because you have the best product, and you have it comes so, it's so beautifully wrapped that they couldn't help it. They couldn't help themselves but to purchase it, even if they just purchasing it just for the packaging. So with that being said, I'm going to show you how to, different techniques and on how to make your packaging a little better. Also on how to ship your products in the hotter months, because this is a challenge. You will have to invest a little bit in your shipping products for the summer months, but you also don't want people to get their products and it's melted. You don't want them to get their products and it's wilted. You don't want to get the products and it doesn't look as good as it looked when you shipped it to them. You want it to still be the same 100%. So you have to be able to invest a little bit in it. I will also be sharing suppliers where you can get discounted packaging. I will also be sharing how you can use credit, your net 30 credit, in order to shop in certain places, so that you don't have to worry about that cost coming out of your pocket immediately, so that you have time, you have that money available to purchase different things if you need to. That's also a class that I'm going to do. If there's any ideas that you have that you think that I should do as far as, business or making products, just anything. If you have any ideas for any classes that you think that would be helpful for you, please let me know, because that's what I wanted to do. I want to do some entrepreneurial videos that are beneficial to help you grow, because everybody, don't want you to grow, especially when I started. And it's funny because Kara, I think you said, you watch a lady named Karen that does the foil labels. Now, Karen was a lady that I watched, and a long time ago, when I used to do YouTube, but I didn't do YouTube for making products. I was doing YouTube for makeup. So I did makeup tutorials and things like that. And somehow, me and Karen, we found each other, and I used to stalk her page because she used to make soaps and cupcake soaps and just really pretty things. So I was stalking her for a while. And we became friends, and then I started making products and things like that. And you learn and you grow, and sometimes people don't want to share that information. They want to see that you are at least putting in the effort. So by you watching my lives, or by you telling me some classes that you want, and I give you the foundation and you guys go out and do the work, then that means that you're putting the effort into what you need to do to make your product stand out, or to grow your business, or to add a skill. So with that being said, if there's anything that you want to know, please, if you don't catch me on this live and you want to ask me in a later time, just feel free to put it in the comments box, and I will add that onto my list of classes that I will be doing every day. So every day, I guess I'll come back on at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Every day, 7 p.m., we will have a new class. So subscribe, tell your friends subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. Everything is Bubble Babes or Bubble Babes University. And that's basically it. I gave you my exact, I didn't hide anything. I didn't sugarcoat anything. I gave you my suppliers, where I purchase and how to purchase, and, some tips in purchasing. So I hope that helps you. Yeah, I love Karen. I hope this helps you. And like I said, feel free to ask me anything if you are in this class. Feel free. You can inbox me, ask me anything, and I will answer it. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. And we will be doing something new. Have a good night.